Hello traders, this is Steve. Want to go through the version 2 of the Discipline Manager. It's finally able to be released, and I wanted to go through the settings and some of the new settings and go from there. So for you people who haven't downloaded it before, there is a download video, but once it is downloaded, it will be found under new, and it's down here. And the very first thing that you're going to get is a little pop-up, a cautionary note, and it talks about the importance of the market orders. Keep in mind, when you put on a market order, it gets in instantly, and Discipline Manager needs, like a millisecond to realize there's an order. So if you have breached your rules and your strategy puts on market orders, or you put on a market order, it will see that, and then it will automatically take it off and close the position, which will result in commissions. If you put on a limit order, it'll find it fast enough. I mean, unless it's a fast-moving market, it should find it fast enough within a millisecond, see the order, take it off, and that'll be it. So just keep in mind that market orders are placed instantly. Discipline Manager will take it off instantly after it recognizes it, and you'll be hit with a commission. And then next is the trade count. This is kind of important because I've had a lot of questions on it. The trade count, as far as the Discipline Manager is concerned, counts as any hit on your account. And so therefore, when you put on one contract, the very first thing that it's going to see is the commission, because your broker's not going to do that for free. So that counts as a trade. Then when you take off that one position, that will count as a second trade, because again, it's a change in your account. And so that's two trades. If you put on two contracts, and let's assume they do not go on automatically, or I mean together, and they get maybe have a pullback, or maybe they get averaged in. So you're going to get hit with the first commission. Contract one goes on. Then it pulls back a little bit, or you decide to put on a second contract, whatever it might be. Then the other commission is going to get hit, so that's going to be 2. Then when you take the first one off, that will be 3. And then when you take the last one off, that will be 4. Unless you take them both off together, then that would count as 3. But just as long as you understand that. Okay, so going on through that, then here is the actual screen. So you have to be connected to something in order to see any accounts. So I'm connected to Playback right now, so I'll be able to use that. That's the only account I have to pick from, but you could have multiple SIM accounts, or maybe have multiple trading accounts. Keep in mind that each account has to have its own set of rules, otherwise it's not going to apply. You can't just set it for one and think they all apply. They don't. It's just for this account. This is new, the start hours. So Ninja zeroes all their SIM accounts out at the end of the market close, and some brokers, however, treat it at calendar day, so they zero theirs out at midnight. So now you have the option to select what you would like to have for the start day. The warnings here are the same. This is all the same here as far as the warnings and the halt. Just a little note on this. If, like for instance, I have $800 set as the my warning or my halt, and in $600 of loss, I'm going to get a 15-minute timeout. And if you want to hold that up on these, you could see the that's a Microsoft thing. It gives you a little idea of what it is for like 10 seconds. So you have $600 and you're in a 15-minute timeout. If you don't want the warning, and some people don't for whatever reasons, whether it be strategies or whatnot, I would recommend getting that way out of the way. I could even go 9999999, and you'll never see it. If you put it just at over that at 800 also, well, you'll get 2 warnings. When you get breached, you'll get a warning that says you're halted, and you'll get another warning right under it or before it or on it that says you're on a 15-minute timeout. So you hit them both together. If you do this, and you keep moving your stop back, and this is unchecked, the unrealized is unchecked, will only calculate when it's realized and the position is closed. So if you have breached $800, but you haven't closed the position yet, you move your stop back and move it back and move it back. Next thing you know, you get kicked out. Well, then you'll see not only a warning, but you'll be breached out too. But you'll also be down $1,000 because you kept moving it back. So, just to be safe, just if you don't want a warning, just get it out of there. That would go for all the warnings. So the trailing stop is new. The daily trailing stop is only affects your initial stop, because once you hit your goal, then the goals take over. And what this represents is, if you can remember before, let's say you had $500 of a halt and your goal was $500. Well, you had a spread of $1,000. So in other words, you can go all the way up to $699 and almost hit your goal, and then come all the way back to a negative 500 and lose it. So there's a $1,000 spread. This, however, will only allow you to go in one direction. So if your halt is $500, you'll see your balance down here, your daily balance, and you'll see how much you have left. So that said, it will only go up and not come down. So if you're up $200, your balance is going to be a negative $300. It keeps and maintains your $500 halt limit there until you've hit your goal. Once you've hit your goal, it'll say congratulations. Now your dynamic drawdown rules apply, and those are based on, again, if you don't want a warning, you could just get it out of the way. And if you want, and then you put it on your halt there. But if you do want a warning, let's say at 50%, you give, let's say you get 50% back. You made your $500 and at 50%, so now you've given back $250. It'll give you a 15-minute timeout to readjust your thoughts, and then you can come back and continue to trade if you want to give back at all. And then you can go from there. So level 2 is the same. Weekly is they're all treated the same. So I will touch on this here, the unrealized. When you check unrealized, some prop firms base their rules on unrealized. So if you go all the way up, you made $1,000, but you didn't close the position, and now it came all the way down to break even, that $1,000 is going to count towards your trading account. So that's a personal preference if you want to treat it as unrealized or not. If it is checked as unrealized and you breach your rules, you will instantly get taken out. And you'll wonder why. Why did I get taken out of that position? Because it's on unrealized and you got popped out because you hit it, and that's what you've had checked. Close existing open positions. If you have it unchecked and now you're waiting for a realized position, if your first contract comes off and it realizes that you have breached your goal, it will close any other positions that you have open and get you flat. If you uncheck that, then you take that one off. Well, obviously, if it's a loser, you're going to lose a little bit more, and then you won't be able to put on any more. However, if it is a winner, that second contract, and you seem to climb yourself out of the hole, well, then you're still back in business if you haven't breached the rules. If you have breached the rules, then it's going to apply. But this by default goes on. So if you've breached your rules, then you're out. And if anything's open, just close it because you breached your rules and you're done once it realizes it. These are your stats down here. You need your first trade in order for it to trigger. I did one trade already. I'll zero it out. The market replay before I do a little test here. But in any event, when you first start for the day, it's going to say not applicable or needs to be announced or something, to be determined. And then it'll show you your balance. And this is the new part here. This is the balance that you have left up here. So this will show you if I've changed it since then. I haven't hit apply yet. But if you have whatever your balance is, it's going to tell you what your balance is. And I like to keep a window open on the corner of my screen somewhere like this, and I just kind of like move that somewhere. I like to see the stats. You don't have to, but I like to see that. So that's that. And then new, okay, it's the log alert, the sound, you may or may not hear that. I've come to find out that it plays a little beep, but if you have other alerts and sounds on, or not to mention Ninja saying, target filled or target closed or whatever, you're probably not going to hear that. One new feature is to set as default. So now you've got your things set up appropriately, and you've got them set for micros or whatever your account number is or whatever your account values are. You can now save that, and it will be, I'm not going to because I've got it saved for other stuff, but if you did hit save, next time you pull up Discipline Manager on a new account, it'll have those defaults all for you, and all you have to do is tweak them or change them or approve them and then say apply. Another new thing that's here is the export. We're now showing the version number and the date that it was exported. So this is version 2.2, and if there are any issues, or if you want to send me some of your data, I'm always looking for screenshots, and it was always a pain because you had to take a computer or a telephone screenshot of your settings because I need to see that. Now all you have to do is say export, and it'll say export. You see it pop up over here, and it pulls up on your desktop, and this is what you would email me if you had any questions, or if you wanted me to review your settings to see if it's what you think it's going to happen. I will be more than happy to tell you what will happen, and then you could decide after you get that if that's really what you wanted or not. So that's that. So without further ado, let me clear out this here. I'll go here. I'll just wait. Oh, I can't. I got to restart it again. Okay, let me restart this playback and we'll get a chart going. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I've refreshed all my data, cleared this all out for playback. And it says to be determined because it needs that first trade. So the last but not least is you need to apply all your settings. So you put your rules in here. This is everything that you want. And you hit apply, and it's going to get that warning again that we had at the very beginning. And if you don't like that, then you could say no, and you can come back and change it and review it again. But if you do like it, then hit OK or yes, and then therefore you're going to get this red warning, and that means it's locked in. So you really can't change anything else because it's locked in. So you could rather at this point close the screen, or leave it open somewhere on your screen. You could shrink it down, do what you want, but actually you can close it. It's not. And even if you relaunched Ninja, it's going to be open in the background. So you don't even need it open at all. It'll just be there every time you open up Ninja. In the event that you want to break, you broke or breached a rule, or you want to just change your settings because you've done some evaluation, you would have to hit reset. And by hitting reset, that clears it out, but it doesn't do anything yet until you close. You have to close Ninja in order to restart again. So so you could apply it and say yes, but your changes have not taken an effect, even though you might think they have. It has to be relaunched. And there's reasons for that. So let's go ahead and where's my chart? Let's get my chart up here. We could probably shrink this down. We could see my to be determined business. Kind of do it like that. That's all I really need to see. There we go. We'll put that right there. So let's just go and oh, this is the status box. That's not have anything to do with this. It's available on the webpage if you'd like to see it or get it or learn about it. Okay, so let's move this ahead a little bit. Let's see if we win or lose or do something. Let's get out. Okay, so now we are down $10, and our balance is still $850. That's it.